John Burdick, 7th and 8th grade science, Charlestown Center at Sterling School. I've always done science as just fun. You know, I had my own little weather station that I had, when I was growing up, and my own telescope, and I go, look at the moon, and stuff here. And then as time evolved, it turned out that I could actually make a living doing this. And so I started doing that 20 years ago or so, and it's just gotten better ever since. It doesn't necessarily have to be, in my position, connected to where I teach now, because by caring, I mean getting everything you can out of a student to achieve their potential, even if they're not willing to go there. You have to use your education and use your experience to look and see what this kid can do if properly motivated. Okay? And you have to care enough to motivate them.
David Evette, ED Self-Contained, Tanglewood Middle School. I start the year, I guess the first 2 weeks of school is where we really build that, or if a student comes in new the first couple of weeks they're with me. We try to, again, build what we call the safety in the classroom. We do that through just your normal get-to-know-you things, different types of fun activities or ways to get to know each other better. And then one thing we do every morning is we do something called Tell Me Something Good. And it can be, I tell them, tell me what you hope's going to happen, what happened to you over the weekend, what's coming up you're excited about. And as they're sharing, I can connect them with other students and say, all right, who's ever seen that movie, or who's ever had the opportunity to go to Atlanta? So-and-so is going to Atlanta this weekend. So we build those connections through that time so that they can see that no matter what different background they're from, there's a lot of commonalities we have together.
Gambrell, 2nd grade teacher, Oakview Elementary. As we think about meeting every child's individual need, that I am looking and that I know every child. I know where they come from their home life, that I know their weaknesses and their strengths, and I know their interests. So I can create meaningful opportunities for learning. So it's important for my children to know that Mr. Gambrell is here and he is going to walk beside me. He's going to hold my hand if I need him to hold my hand as I push them to reach their potential. And I want them to be willing to take risks and know that it's okay if we make a mistake and it's okay if we fail, because it's in that moment that we're able to learn and we're able to grow, and that provides us an opportunity for us to learn as an individual.
Gregory, 2nd grade, Monarch Elementary. I'm an excellent teacher because I teach children in the way that they want to learn. I provide authentic learning experiences through project-based learning, as well as rigorous academics through guided math and guided reading. I teach my children not just to learn, but to think, because I know when these young men and young women enter the workforce, they will be required to think on their own, to collaborate, to take risks, to problem solve, to fall, to pick themselves back up, and to try all over again. 2 ways you'll know if you have a student-centered classroom is 1, it's usually quite noisy. When students are interacting, there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of sound. And also, it's quite messy. Project-based learning is very messy. With projects going on, classroom is always a mess, but that's okay, that's part of the learning experience.
Haynes, mathematics, Greenville Senior High School Academy. I think that relationships in a classroom are between teacher and student, but also between the students themselves. And I think all of that is a part of making a classroom function effectively. I think that everything has to be we. It's not you fail or you don't reach your goal, it's we, because collectively we got us to where we are. And if we fell short, then collectively we work on that solution. So that relationship is in demonstrating, in attitude, in words again, and everything that you do, it's for the sense that we're moving forward together. And I think that's important, not just for the teacher to student relationship, but student to student.
Grant Hunter, mathematics, Hampton High School. It was my sophomore year. I was trying to figure out what did I want to do with my life. We were right in the middle of exams, And while I'm looking through the catalog of different majors and different courses, I have people on my hall that kept coming in. They were asking me to proofread their paper, give them help in math, and after one of them left, my roommate goes, "It's obvious what you should be." And I asked him, "What do you mean?" And he told me that I should be a teacher. The kids in my class need to do more than watch me do problems. As I'm watching them and listening to them, I hear the things that they're saying, and it becomes amazing to hear how they've applied a concept we might have used a week or 2 weeks ago to a problem that we're doing now. Then I also go back at the end of each year and I get my AP score reports and I look and see how did my kids do compared to other people around the country, how they do on the calculator part, the no calculator part. In fact, I've changed my curriculum based on some of that at times because they might have scored lower in one area and higher in another area, so I knew I needed to change something.
Blair Powers, 8th grade science, Greenville Middle Academy. I involve all students in the learning process using relevant, real-world experience and task, while also utilizing their prior knowledge. I feel it's important that students have an opportunity to choose from formal teaching methods to more modern teaching methods. I feel it's important to give them the opportunity to really focus on how they want to succeed in my classroom. I feel it's very important that all students have the tools and knowledge necessary to be successful in any situation. I want all my students to be active learners, to be continuous scientists, to work towards whatever goal they set for themselves. I feel that by allowing students to pick different standards and concepts and pull those apart, I'm also giving them the tools and knowledge to be successful in life.
Jessica Rahn, 5th grade, Monaview Elementary. I feel like my style of teaching is built first and foremost on my relationships with my students. I get to know each of them individually. I care for all of my students and respect their differences. I feel like differences are what make us unique and special, so we should celebrate them. I know that I have a really rigorous style of teaching. I have high expectations, but just as I challenge students, I motivate them and celebrate them, encourage them. I see myself as a director. Not a dictator of learning, but a director, and I want to guide students in their learning and facilitate them to help put them and their learning on the stage. The times that I need to be on the stage, I hope that my enthusiasm and my passion are entertaining and motivating.
Adam Scheuch, Band and Music Appreciation, Mauldin High School. I embed in these kids a need to be gracious losers, and more importantly, gracious winners, to take responsibility for their own actions, to manage their time with the most efficiency possible, and to realize how their contributions or lack thereof affect others around them. We also have a mentorship program in our band where, again, it's set up sort of like a business model where students come in and the first thing we teach them is how to follow instruction. Once they've learned to follow instructions, we want them to master their skill set. And then following that, we give them menial responsibilities, helping a few students here or there. But by the time they graduate, we assign to them very large responsibilities. I convince young people that they matter, that their entire team matters, and that hard work is what actually makes achievements occur.
Leah Stafford, 2nd grade, Heritage Elementary School. I feel like the biggest factor to engage students in your learning is it has to be fun. They have to have fun with what they're doing, otherwise they're not going to want to learn. In elementary school, I feel like our biggest job as teachers is to get them to want to come to school every morning, to get them to realize that what we're doing has practical application to their life, and on top of that, it's fun and enjoyable and we like what we're doing. I also believe that failing is a big part of learning how to succeed as well. So I try to give them as many experiences as possible, not only to succeed, but to fail, because you learn more sometimes through failure than you do from success. So I think kind of providing them different experiences that are fun and that they're inspired to do things through actually helps them to want to come to school. And if they come to school and have fun, they're engaged in what they're doing and motivated to want to keep learning more.